Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Can you believe what they're telling people?
The cover-ups
are...
This is just
overreaching.
It's outrageous. It's just
unbelievable.
Lies. Just lies. 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 Just lies. I can't handle it. Oh my God. So this, dear viewers, is the conspiracy theory episode of Tharp World. We're filming live from an underground bunker. I believe that we have got our signal back. It was, I mean, the FBI is, we don't have a lot of time because they keep trying to block our signal. But
yeah, we're bouncing off a series of servers to keep our location encrypted. It's encrypted every time it bounces to a different server, but we're really only one step ahead of them at any given time.
Exactly, and it's not easy. So you're going to be with us for, I mean, we're hoping for an hour if it doesn't get cut off. But as you can see, we're in a secret location. We can't tell you where it is for your own safety. You can see that we're set with all the things that we need to protect us from any kind of, basically if the government comes down on us, we'll be ready. We'll be ready here, we'll be safe here. So I'm recommending, dear viewers, before the show starts, that you go into your kitchen or wherever you keep the tinfoil, obtain enough that you can create some kind of a helmet to block the extraterrestrial. They can read your thoughts, basically. I don't want to scare you, but they can read your thoughts. So go and get the tinfoil now. They know you're watching the show. Don't be alarmed. It's okay. They know we're all watching the show. But we just want to protect ourselves. So we actually
can we show them how to make a tinfoil hat?
Yeah, we're going to show you how to make a tinfoil hat before the show starts, just a safety precaution. So go, if anyone else is in the house, go and get them. And if there's a small person, make a smaller hat. Just get it so that it can be close to the cranium.
Yeah, make your hat before you put one on your small child.
Thank you. I have lost the words. And also wring your hands nervously, because what you're about to see may disturb you. I hope that you sleep well, but you probably won't. So I am just going to go into this has been sanitized carefully to provide enough coverage. I'm Alison Tharp.
I'm Alison OK Frost.
And you're watching Tharp World. Normally we film, at fun places, the fair or, laundromats and Safeway, but today we thought we'd bring you the truth. It's about time someone did. So this is Alison's piece and this is my piece. So what I'm going to do pretty much is just unfold the tinfoil carefully. And you're just going to want to wrap it around your head so that it fits snugly like this.
It's good. That looks good.
So wrap it carefully around so you can see. I'm going to turn around and you can see how it's fitting on my head like a helmet. And thankfully tinfoil is very flexible. So just smash it down onto your head.
Now, is there any advantage or disadvantage to having sort of an antenna point on your hat?
Oh, probably. I didn't do mine right. Here, I'm just going to you probably did it better. I'm just going to make an antenna. Okay, make an antenna. Make an antenna. Just so that you can actually have your thoughts leave and move the energy out of your mind and into the collective consciousness where it can be made into something far more beautiful. Is this okay?
It's wonderful.
Okay. So everybody make your helmet before the show starts and we'll proceed. So we're going to be learning a lot of new techniques here. This is a brand new technique for me, and Alison is going to be teaching our lesson today. So take it away.
Great. Okay, so today we're going to be doing one of my favorite techniques. We're going to be using graphite with, this is alien autopsy fluid, but if you're following along at home, you can use any sort of odorless mineral spirits will work. Graphite comes in a few different forms. It comes in pencil form, it comes in stick, and it also comes in a powder. So the most basic way to do this technique, here we've got Mylar. Mylar is it's plastic on one side, a shiny plastic, and then more of a paper on the other side. So we're going to be working on the matte side rather than the shiny side.
And why would we work on the matte side instead?
Nothing's going to stick to the shiny side. You can get two-sided Mylar if you really want to draw on both sides. So the one way you can do it is just make your line with a pencil, and then take a brush, dip it in your mineral spirits, and work on top.
Oh, and it makes almost a watercolor technique.
Yeah, exactly. And then a second thing you can do is actually just paint with the odorless mineral spirits, and then you see with the pencil working back into it, you get this really sharp, really rich black.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's wonderful, isn't it? And you can really see the difference between, what we think of as pencil and like this rich, deep black.
It almost looks like an ink.
Yeah, it does. And then, you can work back in. We've got some Q-tips. You can erase.
Wow.
You can use these rags to erase. You've got a lot of options. So, so the final thing, this is powdered graphite.
Should we put our gloves on?
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Let's put on our gloves. So if you're working at home and you're using this technique, you're going to want to protect yourself. There's also radiation that you'll want to protect yourself from. The gloves won't help you, but you'll look cool.
All right, so I'm opening up my powdered graphite here. It is a mess, not gonna lie. And I'm just gonna scoop out a little tiny bit here and pour it onto my medical tray. And then from here, I can pour just a bit of my mineral spirits onto the graphite, and then I can use a brush to create almost a graphite paint.
Oh wow, I've never seen that before.
It's nice, right? So, and then from here.
Oh, beautiful!
Isn't that beautiful? And then you can wipe it away. You can work back in. It's just really a very fluid, fun technique.
Yeah, it's really interesting because it almost looks like it's a gritty, inky, grayish, ghostly appearance.
Yeah, which is really perfect for this episode.
For the theme.
Yeah. So, and you can also then take your brush and just dip it directly into the graphite powder, and get almost a three-dimensional effect.
And how does this dry? Like when it dries, if you touch it, does it just rub away?
No, it'll be pretty well stuck on as soon as it dries.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good to know.
Yeah.
So it's like a watercolor technique using the graphite and using a material that will be absorbent enough that it won't just smear off.
Right.
Because if you were to paint on something that was maybe like the shiny side or something that was a little bit more slick or not prepared properly, what about if you use this on just watercolor paper?
Then you don't have as much flexibility in terms of pushing it around. So I've just taken my rag, dipped it into the mineral spirits, and you can see at this point, it's there are infinite possibilities of layers and layers of work.
That's really cool. Since it dries so quickly, you can keep smearing it, and the stuff that's already dry will kind of move around. Stuff that's wet still will. So the stuff that's dry will stay. The stuff that's wet will move around until you get layers and layers. Of texture in there.
Yeah. And sometimes you can press hard and just accidentally take it all away, and that's okay. That's just part of the process.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Should we work with some of our
classified
obtained
information?
Yes, this is
a pretty sensitive part of our show. This is where we're opening our classified folder and getting out some images that we need to put out into the world tonight, because you, our viewers, need to know. But these are highly classified.
You may never see these again. They keep trying to block our signal, and if these are lost, they just won't end up anywhere. They won't end up on the internet. This is really the only place that you can see these images, and we are actually going to make replicas of them so that if anything happens to us, which it might, they might come after us because we're already on a blacklist. It's only a matter of time before they figure it out. I mean, Alison's not even my real name, so I mean, they've been trying to get at us for a while.
Yeah, we use the name Alison as a way to protect ourselves from the powers that be.
We both accidentally came up with the same name.
These things happen. And while we're getting this going, I just want to take a minute to talk about our location here. Not the location of our location, of course.
Yeah, because we can't tell you that, just for your own protection.
But, you know, Allison and I have been friends for a number of years, and our relationship just got to the point where, you know, one of us said to the other, how would you like to spend a year or so hiding out after the apocalypse with me? And we both agreed that that was the logical next step for our relationship.
It was a really special moment. I remember it. I'll never forget it, actually. It was really sweet.
No, not at all.
And I mean, Allison asked me, and of course I said yes, like before she even finished asking. So
it was really beautiful. So here we are. You know, as you can see, we've got firearms. Always an important part of any survival structure. We've got some buckets that we can use for latrine usage. You know, not something people talk about when they're talking survival, but a necessary
It's got to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere. We've got terrain maps, just in case, you know, we got to, you know, do a little post-apocalypse
We have multiple
reconnoitering.
You know, we try to throw them off by having multiple terrain maps from around the world, but only we will know. We're losing our signal.
We're gonna have to re-encrypt.
Okay, just a second.
I hope we don't lose you.
We're losing our signal. Let me just change my. I'm just gonna get on my phone here and just work this out. I have a way that I do this, where we can just adjust, and it scrambles their signal. Okay, I think we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
We're okay.
It's okay.
All right, we're back. We're back and we're live as long as we can be, people.
Okay, stick with us. This is going to be a wonderful episode. It's already starting out so fantastic. I'm so glad we were able to actually set this up in this location, because we've had a lot of help getting this ready, and we would, you know, we'd like to thank someone special with, you know, not his real name. But
Right. We'd like to thank Hugo Frust.
Yeah. He's one of our German correspondents, and he's been a tremendous help to us. Of course, that's, you know, he's an agent, and we can't disclose his actual name, but he has been a tremendous help. So if he's watching, and I hope they haven't gotten to him yet, but if he's watching, our hearts are sent out as he's part of the good fight.
Yes. Thank you, Hugo Frust.
Thank you, Hugo. You're a good man. So here we have some. What can you explain to us what this image is? I don't think I've even seen this image.
Well, this is actually an image of the destruction of a UFO in Roswell. I was able to very, very briefly gain access to Roswell and take this picture. This is actually a UFO being destroyed by the U.S. government. So if you need any proof of a cover-up, I think this photograph should suffice, frankly.
I'm satisfied.
So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't duplicate this photo.
We need to, because we don't know how long it's going to be here. And let me see what else I can find. Oh, yes. Oh, it's a blast. It's a nuclear blast. I recognize this. I know it all too well. This is part of a nuclear testing site. This is one that isn't made available to the public. We know about it. We can't say, but it's terrible. This is where they were testing. Basically, let me tell you guys, the government's trying to weaponize space. This one didn't make it to space. It blew up on the ground. But this is an example of what they want to do, except on a mass scale. The extraterrestrials are trying to stop us from doing that. Except the Greys, they want us to do it because, you know, they're not good. The Greys are not good aliens, and they would like us to weaponize space. But yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to be able to show you guys what this looks like. This is a nuclear blast. It was meant to be out of orbit, but, you know, they're testing, so this didn't go well.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and recreate this so that there will be at least a record of it.
And I want to go ahead right now and draw attention to the fact that every word we're saying tonight is for your benefit and is putting our lives at risk. Each additional word we add to this broadcast is just making our lives a little bit more treacherous, and I just want to say you're welcome.
The truth does not come easy. It is a gift and it is a curse. Hold it in your hearts. Do not speak of it to anyone except people that can be totally, totally trusted. because if word gets out and they scramble our signal, who knows where we're going to end up. So if you can screenshot these, that would be helpful, but then, put it on a different disk to store your computer, do whatever you need to do. Stuff is very classified. It's for your benefit, but also it puts you at risk, so decide what you want. If it's too much for you, shut off the computer. Go to bed. You don't get to know the truth. Just bury your face in one of these newspapers or whatever. Go see a movie. If you want to be head in the sand, that's fine, or if you want to know the truth.
Yeah, the truth is not for everyone.
No, it isn't. So this is actually the first time I've gone in and started one of these pieces. So do I need to put more liquid on here, or is it okay? Is this enough?
Yeah, just start working with that, and then we've got a whole beaker full of alien autopsy fluid.
Speaking of which, as you know, we've had access to Area 51. We've had people that have worked there who are retired, who have wanted to pass the information on to us. So we actually have some instruments that were obtained from there, some scientific instruments, and I'd like to show them to you right now, because I don't know if they'll be destroyed in the future, but I want to hold them up. I also want to show you something extremely, just so rare and so extraordinary, proving the existence of alien life. These are actually, they look like teeth, but they're not. These are calcified alien fetuses obtained from a Mother Gray when her spacecraft landed and crashed, and she was dissected immediately, and these tiny alien fetuses were extracted. Here are some of their bones, and these are some of the implements used. It was the 50s, so keep in mind these are very crude instruments. These are alcohol wipes for anyone that wants to handle this material without gloves. Be our guest. These look unsanitary, but they're old, so.
Right. They're historical documents.
They really are historical. This is a thermometer used during that procedure. You can only imagine. The procedure was quite violent and probably pretty painful. But we won't know that they have feelings because they're not here.
All we know for sure is that they have very long assholes.
It's spoken like a true agent. She doesn't mince words. They have different structures than we do. They speak telepathically, from what I've heard. I haven't actually had the pleasure of speaking with an extraterrestrial, but I hope to have contact one day.
Why don't we just go ahead and put a plug for that right now on the show? If there are any aliens or extraterrestrials watching, particularly of the non-gray variety, Alison is ready and waiting for your telepathic call.
That's right. I have my phone ready. Have faith that it is not going to be, it's not tapped, it's encrypted for the time being. I can't actually promise you that the FBI isn't listening to you when you call, but
it's a risk.
Worth the risk, isn't it? I mean, don't you want your story told? We only go around one time.
Please call in and tell us about your experience with the aliens. We would love to hear about it. We'd love to give you a little airtime.
The number's on the screen. And going to your deathbed with that information not told to somebody would just be a terrible, terrible loss. Because we are not alone in the universe. Share your story. The number's on the screen. Feel free to call. This is a safe, it's somewhat safe place. We don't actually know if it's totally safe. I'm pretty sure that it is, but it's hard to say. It's really hard to say for sure.
Yeah, you can't really say anything is 100% safe in this day and age. You can't really say whether or not GMO corn has microphones implanted into the DNA of the corn. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that it's absolutely possible. I think that Diet Coke is probably propelling a lot of the spacecraft and government testing of UFOs that we see, that the Koch brothers are in on it. And there's a huge...
Why do you think they call it Diet Coke?
Well, it's just full of chemicals. They've made it delicious to disguise its evil powers, its evil nature. And I believe that the pyramids are, a cover-up of the factory. They're making it underneath there, along with other things under the pyramids. So the pyramids are a real source of interest for us. I think there's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
Ears of corn, they look like telephones. It's almost a given.
That's true. That's true. I mean, just look at the shape if you need verification for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I might point out that the U.S. government has been subsidizing corn production in this country for years. Is that a coincidence?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think sometimes things are so obvious that they want us to just overlook it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add a little more minerals. What do you think about adding a little more to that?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
So I'm just going to give it to... This is leaving a really beautiful black and white result. It's not exactly like the image,
Mm-hmm.
but it almost is more accurate in terms of our feelings about the image, which capture real time, which I wish we could have captured with some of the people that have disappeared, who have worked on these confidential projects and have gone missing.
Yeah, but she put it so beautifully.
We'll never see them, we'll never hear their stories because they were some of the unlucky ones.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
If you're living in Oakland and you haven't gotten enough of me on this show, I would like to just put a plug out for a show I've got running up in Oakland now. It's going to be going through the end of this month. This month is August, and it's at Maple Street Denim at 465 9th Street. Come see my work, shoot me an email, let me know what you think. We can talk conspiracies.
It's very dark.
Very dark.
You like the show today. You will absolutely love the show at Maple Street Denim. You should go see it before it comes down.
Yes.
There are some dark images that will frighten. Do not bring sensitive young children or sensitive older people. It's not for the faint of heart. It's going to bring up some emotions, possibly give you nightmares. It's an amazing show. The detail is incredible. Definitely go see it. Beautiful work.
Thank you. So while we're working here, I'd like to bring up another topic that's very close to my heart, which is planning for your future.
Oh, yeah, very important.
This is something we haven't touched on before on Tharp World, and it's important. A lot of people, we're at an age where a lot of people are saying, "Oh, do I want an IRA?" Oh my goodness!
The phone is ringing. Just 1 second. Let me turn up my... You're on Tharp World.
Hey, Alison. How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing well. We're a little nervous. The signal keeps cutting out, but I think we're okay. Who's this? You can use a fake name.
I can't use my real name. You can use my code name is Maverick. Just call me codename Maverick.
Codename Maverick. Are you an agent? Do you work for the government?
I do not work for the government.
Okay, proceed.
I'm deeply afraid that the government is on my trail.
Should
using paranormal digital technologies, possibly of a alien extraterrestrial nature.
Are you currently wearing a tin hat? Because I think
yes.
Good.
Okay, good. So you've gotten your tin hat and you're wearing it. Okay, we can proceed with the conversation safely.
I think they're onto that, though. I think there's a next generation UFO technologies that can bypass the tinfoil hat, and I wonder. I've been doing research into alternate lining materials such as Saran wrap for protecting against space ghosts. Have you had any experience with these things?
Well, I mean, I know that ectoplasm is a risk in all of our daily lives.
It's true. It's produced when extraterrestrial or of course paranormal beings pass into the Earth environment, and they create a sort of secretion that comes out looking like cotton candy, and that's ectoplasm. I haven't known it to be harmful.
But what about the ghosts that travel through my Wi-Fi?
Oh, yes, those. Oh, I haven't got an answer for that one. I really haven't done enough research to know. Allison, do you have any experience with that?
I don't have much experience with ghosts in the machine. Can you tell us a little bit more about these ghosts?
Could you have any more details? That would really help us.
Well, this all goes back to Roswell and also the FBI's research with LSD. But to get to the point, really, it's the space ghosts are actually ghosts of hyper-intelligent sentient robots that of an extraterrestrial nature.
Yeah, that makes
so
that
they're
makes a
digital
lot
in
of sense.
origin.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the FBI has mediums that channel channeled them into spy robot ghosts that travel through the Wi-Fi, and this is the CIA's new technique for bypassing tinfoil hats.
I have heard. I actually have heard.
Okay, so you heard it here on Tharp World first. There are the government is employing space robot ghosts.
Yeah, they go in the Wi-Fi.
Through the Wi-Fi. Yeah. Is there another way we can access the internet? Will they work on the dark net? Can you safely use the dark net?
It's a good question, and it's an important question.
I've been safely using the dark net, but they can still travel into my mind if I'm near a Wi-Fi.
I see, and the Wi-Fi is everywhere.
My internet is secure, but even like the coffee shop next door might have Wi-Fi, and I can be getting space robot ghosts from that Wi-Fi.
Right.
It's troubling. You know? It's troubling. So ultimately, the tinfoil hat, we need a different lining, and that we may not be safe with just the tinfoil. It worked before, but it might not work now.
I've had some modest success with saran wrap.
Saran wrap?
I think that might help a little bit. Yeah, just like an inner saran wrap lining.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's inconsistent though. Like you have, the results are good sometimes, but it's not always. Like if there's a strong signal, it might not be as effective.
Yeah, they can still get in my mind.
They can still get in your mind. That's the tough part, you know. Like this alien technology is so. It's just a step ahead of us. It's just a step ahead. That's why we have to at least try to block their signals. And even if they get, the next generation perhaps will have a better way, but we just can't. We just can't keep up.
And it would be really helpful if we could trust our government.
It would be helpful if we could trust our government, so that we didn't have to come up with our own tinfoil hat ideas, and they could provide it.
Maybe they could have a government issue
hats to block the extraterrestrial. It's something that we really need to bring up as voters.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, sir, have you thought about drafting a bill?
I've been writing to my senators about this.
Good.
Good man.
Once again, I don't want to communicate directly with a government agency via the internet, so I've been using that mostly through. I've been visiting a psychic and having them channel that into the minds of senators.
Wonderful.
So they'll just think they came up with the idea.
That's a really he's just thinking ahead.
He really is. Maverick, you're light years ahead of us when it comes to this stuff. I'm so glad that you called in tonight. We're just so happy to have you on as a guest.
We really, really are, because as people whose days are numbered, basically we're being tracked constantly. We can't keep up with all the technology. We need to pass this along. We need people to step up and share their truth and to protect all of us. I mean, we all have to work together. And so Maverick, our caller, has been so helpful to us. And we are so grateful.
I really appreciate you helping out with this, getting the message out there, and doing your own scientific researches into spy technology, anti-spy technology.
Yeah, we're here to help.
Yes, we're here to help.
Can I ask one art-related question?
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, what sort of medium would you recommend for like a sort of space UFO ghost mural that I might be working on, or something like that, or maybe like a more intimate medium than a mural, maybe work on panels. But how would I? I mean, they're ephemeral beings from outer space that are ghosts. They're digital, and yet they're in our minds. How do you depict that? What would be your choices?
Something watery. I think acrylic might be too plasticky. Maybe something like layers and layers of acrylic.
Maybe airbrushed on?
Airbrush would be good. You need something with layers to really get across that there's so many dimensions. It's not just this dimension. There's so many other dimensions going on here. And so that needs to be really brought across. It can't be flat. It has to be rich with layers. If not illustrated in that way, just done that way. It may take a very long time to complete.
It may well. We hope that you have good health for the extent of your project.
Yes, we hope that you have good health and that you can have a good long life knowing the information that you know, and that you can stay a step ahead of the FBI as they come down on some of us who have been more outspoken.
I find it really rewarding to have a art project to work on in my bunker while I'm, underground.
Yes,
Keep busy.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning
true.
that.
Maverick has just brought to our attention and to everyone's attention that if you are in an underground bunker for long, long periods of time, you will go a little crazy. You don't want to murder the person that you're with in the bunker. They're your teammate. But people go stir crazy. You need to have a project. Bring an art project. If you bring a book, you're going to just finish the book too fast. You need to have something ongoing. Art is very healing too. It'll kind of ease the paranoia. It'll ease the hand wringing and the nail biting.
Yeah, and it helps with the ghosts.
It helps with the ghosts. Actually, when you're doing art, when the right brain takes over, the ghosts can't get to the left hemisphere. So keep that in mind. Keep doing art.
Oh, that's true. I've experienced that. You can actually chase them away with your own mind forces through power of art.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way to deflect their signals. They cannot get at you. It's difficult to achieve when you're frightened, and it's difficult to get to that place where you want to do art when you're surrounded by firearms and canned food. But find the inspiration within. That's my advice.
Wonderful.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks for calling. We appreciate
nice
appreciate your service. Keep fighting the good fight. Good man.
I will. Codename Maverick.
Codename Maverick. Maverick out.
Codename Maverick out.
Okay. Yes. Excellent.
Wonderful call.
Such good people out there. It really is rewarding to know that we're not alone in this.
We really aren't. We really aren't.
Here's my gloves.
Oh, good, good.
Oh my gosh. I think we're losing the signal. I can hear.
All right, just hang on. We'll be back as soon as we can re-encrypt.
There's static. Hold on. Let me see what I can do here. Let me see what I can do.
Thank goodness we've got a good coder on our team here.
I have a lot of experience with this. They actually recruited me. They tried to, but I saw the evil that was going on, and I couldn't, in good conscience, work for the government. They kept trying to get me into their secret organizations. There are laboratories in the sides of mountains everywhere. Mount Diablo. It's very, very, it's very scenic, very beautiful. There's a laboratory under there that's been doing testing on extraterrestrials for years, and the Bay Area just doesn't know that. People ride bikes; they take their kids there.
I've hiked there.
The radiation is off the charts.
Oh my goodness!
Sleep well, my friends. Sleep well. So this blast is coming out to be rather abstract, but it's captured.
Yeah, we're doing what we can to preserve these files, however we can, using mineral spirits and graphite.
The materials are so simple that they would just overlook that we're doing this. They would expect us to use something so much more complicated, like digital, something digital.
Absolutely, they're right there, point of sale, looking for secret spy cameras.
Yep. And so we're just going for just analog, just ink on paper, graphite on mylar. So, Alison, I've been curious. Your area of expertise is the dark internet. I know almost nothing about it. In fact, I admittingly have avoided looking because I've been so immersed in my extraterrestrial studies that I have just. I mean, you can't do it all, right?
No,
that's why we
can't.
work together.
Yeah.
And so Alison has done a lot of research and can help some of our viewers just become a little more worried out there.
Definitely.
Just a little more worried.
The dark internet, and I should say internets. I'm going to be talking specifically about the Tornet, but there are at least 4 dark internets. There's just layer upon layer upon layer. I'm not talking about the World Wide Web here, folks. These are internets where you can encrypt your signal. You can buy things using Bitcoin.
I've heard of that.
Yes, and I'm going to actually stop talking about the dark internet here for a minute. Like many people, I've been keeping my savings in gold bullion underneath one of the bunks here. It's off to my left, underneath one of the bunks here, and I've recently made the switch from gold bullion to Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you why. Bitcoin is a form of currency that isn't mediated by any bank or any government. And
I heard you can use it on World of Warcraft.
You can, yes. If you need to do shopping on World of Warcraft, you can definitely use Bitcoin. But if enough people switch from dollars or euros, shekels, to Bitcoin, the banks will fail. The government's not being propped up by forces of commerce will also fail, and we will be living in anarchy.
Which is the magazine I used to write for, which is why I'm on a government or a FBI blacklist right now.
Right.
Which would bring it all home.
So we're just sitting it out here. We're waiting for everything to fall. Alison and I will spend about a year here.
About
more or less for the period we like to refer to as die off, for lack of a better term.
It's a slow process. I mean, fast in the scheme of things, but slow as in it's boring here.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then we'll be able to emerge and spend our Bitcoin like crazy.
I know, on Prada or whatever, Clinique.
Or whatever. There are going to be whole warehouses full of high quality cosmetics that survive the fall, even though the people who mostly wear those cosmetics pretty much did not.
That's right.
And we'll be right there. I enjoyed NARS cosmetics.
You can basically take a bath in lipstick. There'll just be tubs of it.
Just tubs of it.
I mean, if that's what you want to do. It's going to be hard because what's the point of wearing cosmetics if there's no one around to see you wearing the cosmetics? But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just something we can't plan for that eventuality.
I know, I'm future tripping, right?
Go figure. So,
wow.
but my advice to you is, gold's going down. We don't know how far it's going to go down, but it has been going down. Take all your gold bullion, sell it, and put that money in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin it's here to stay, and it's going to last a lot longer than these United States of America.
Yeah, it's true, and probably even the planet Earth.
Probably.
Or the planet Earth will be here, but probably the humans won't be.
Right. Yeah.
But there'll be computers with Bitcoins like still stored on them.
Computers and ghost computers.
And the ghosts in the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Which I'm so happy was brought to our attention, because it's a real problem. You know, you can't get rid of them. There's no exterminators to the ghosts out of the Wi-Fi yet.
It's true. You
just got to deal with that.
Yeah.
Daily. Just one day at a time. The ghosts in the
Until
Wi-Fi.
we can just upload ourselves onto the machine, ourselves.
Yeah. But that will not happen for a long, long time.
No.
Because the technology's there, but we just don't have access to it. So what are the other layers of the internet? I'm so curious to know.
Yeah, so when you get on this encrypted internet, there's sort of a Wikipedia-style page that'll help direct you to different sites you might want to go to. Just like, if you want to buy high heels, for instance, you might go to heels.com on the World Wide Web. There is no heels.com on the dark internet. All the websites are things like GI147 PPPLX16345. How are you going to remember that?
Yeah, you're just going to have to get one of those really cute little password, books that have little tabs and little letters, like an address book. And
Just keep track.
Just write them down.
Well, they can disappear instantly. If someone finds the server that a certain site is on, especially if it's providing illegal content, or if it's not providing illegal content, but another website that is providing illegal content is on another server, then the FBI can go in and just shut it down.
That is just really a lot of work. It's very stressful. Are aliens involved with Bitcoin? That is unconfirmed and or classified information. Are aliens involved with Bitcoin? That's a viewer's question. You're asking people whose lives are at stake. Mm-hmm. And
I don't know what
I have
this
to say
is
I
trying
don't
to do.
know, and or it's classified. I can't answer. I'm not sure. I don't know, and or it's classified.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So the layers of the internet. If you were to draw a map of what the internet looked like a visual map of what the internet was, what would these layers look like? Would they be inside or under?
Definitely
the top
under
of the internet, which
Yes.
is Zappos.com and Amazon.
Right, exactly.
So they're under.
They're underneath. It's a whole separate internet.
So I'm going to have Alison actually illustrate, and this is done sometimes in our testing sites, rough illustrations, because we have to destroy these. We can't actually do graphs of what they really look like. So we could just say, oh, we were playing Pictionary, if anyone asks.
Yeah. So here we've got
us.
the World Wide Web. This is obviously, let's see, how do I explain this? This is 4-dimensional, but I'm breaking it into 2 dimensions in order to be able to illustrate how the layers are layered. So this is the World Wide Web. Here we've got Zappos. Here we've got Sephora.com. Here is, this is like a cat website.
But YouTube.
Let's go ahead and put YouTube right here. Instead of making a dot, I'm going to do a little triangle. Underneath, the next layer is what's called the Tornet. And this has been in the press a lot lately, mostly because, people think Tornet is just for child pornography and heroin.
And other drugs.
Yeah. But, there's a lot more to it. Friendships are forged.
Is there different kinds of social media on the second level? Like Facebooks that are just different? They're a little more intimate?
Yeah, it's sort of like just as you and I have evil twins in another dimension.
Yeah, that has absolutely been proven.
Yes. Facebook, in fact, has a sort of evil twin site, if you can imagine, on the Tornet.
Okay. I can't imagine that, and I hope the viewers can.
Yeah. So, and I don't know what would happen if your World Wide Web profile avatar found the evil dark web avatar from that Facebook. Like, I don't know if that, at that point, there would be a black hole would emerge.
It's frightening to even speculate.
It is. It really is. So, but the internets do not stop there.
So what's the next level?
The next level is mostly used by military.
I see.
So, this is accessible by civilians.
Have you ever gone on to the second level?
I can't really talk about that.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's very personal.
It is. I mean, I myself am not particularly interested in child pornography. I find it reprehensible, but
isn't there other stuff on there besides that?
There is also ketamine.
I mean, if one was to be curious, just like how to go there, kind of like going to a bad neighborhood and just to look around and be like, oh, I went there. How do you get there?
Well, you go onto the the vanilla World Wide Web. You download a Tor browser, and from there you can access it instantly.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying, right?
Okay. And so the military one is the third.
That's the third one, yeah.
And so what's the fourth one?
The fourth one is actually, let's see, how can I explain this in terms that our viewers will understand? We have our government and our military, but in many ways they're mere figureheads. Like imagine seeing a movie, a spaghetti western. So it looks like they're like buildings behind the fronts on that dirt road, right?
Oh, I see. Kind of like Roswell, where they put a fake town there.
Yeah. So if you walked into the doors on that movie set, there wouldn't be a real place inside. And that's kind of like our government and the governments of all countries.
So basically, within the government, there are many secret governments that the other governments don't even know about.
Right.
Because they're kept secret from the government that we know, we read about in the paper, and that government has no idea about the other layers of government that are actually running the world and creating
and especially
tons of
the alliances that they're forming, international alliances that are unbelievable based on what we're told about public policy and government.
Yes,
it's hard to imagine, but they need an internet that's so encrypted that even the U.S. military won't be able to get in.
And do you think at this point at the dark internet, the lowest possible level, the fourth level, is where the extraterrestrial knowledge is really being kept?
Well, I think that there's, obviously, if these are lines, then what we've got underneath these 4 lines is, something a little bit more like this.
Hold it up so the viewers can really see. This is important for you guys to know.
And this is, this is some other plane shit. Like this right here is...
these lines are really interesting.
Yeah, this is not...
I like this.
This is not for human beings, obviously. So, and this is just a graphic representation.
And that brings us totally back to what we were talking about and what our caller was talking about. This stuff is just so far beyond. The fourth level of the internet doesn't even know about this stuff.
Yeah, and, in 10,000 years, we'll probably all exist on this plane. Now, we won't have bodies. We won't need bodies.
Kind of like the Greys when they wear the suit to come here. It's like a people suit. They don't need that gray outfit. They don't need. Speaking of which, I have another document that I need to bring out before our signal. We lose our signal. But so the Greys are wearing like a zip up sort of. They're actually like aerial beings. They don't even need bodies, and they exist on this planet.
So I have a question for you. When the Greys come to Earth, are they wearing something our approximation of what being look like?
Yes, they're trying to make us feel safer. They look nothing like them.
So it's sort of how when you dress up a dog, how you don't actually know the dog.
No, the dog knows you're just like we know that that's not a person. When they crash space craft, and we extract them from it, and pull out calcified alien fetuses, these do not look anything like human babies.
No,
This is not a human child, clearly. And so they're not fooling anyone. But they do try. They do try. They're not smart in all areas. So I'm just going to bring out an encrypted document that I have had for a very, very long time. It's something that I drew when I was visiting Area 51. And it is an experience that I had. I drew this.
Wonderful.
I was in a hurry, so I only could see like shadows in the sky, bits and pieces. I saw spacecraft. This is the town. And I did see a gray. This was my only experience with an extraterrestrial. I saw a gray emerging from a fast food. I think it was a Circle K with a big gulp, because as we know, that Diet Coke runs their spacecraft. The Koch brothers have known this for years. These grays, or these aliens, are actually very good. They poop out Doritos, which are the bad kind of Doritos, the kind with olein in them. If anyone remembers from the 90s, these diet Doritos actually caused anal leakage in humans.
Oh, the greasy flatulence Doritos.
Yes. Excuse me, it's no laughing matter. But these aliens actually consume and poop them out again so that they are safe for humans to eat. It's a real blessing. I don't know what they're called. They haven't been documented, but I have seen them. So.
And do they also provide Cool Ranch?
All the flavors are provided.
Okay.
And they're very, very friendly. They look nothing like the Greys. They don't try to hide their identities. And I believe they travel in these cubes, as far as I could tell.
Oh, wonderful.
These are wonderful. They spin. They're very, very pretty. But the Grey, look at the defiance in the Grey's face. It's looks like just like a really smart one. The bigger their heads are, the smarter they are.
Yeah. So, a lot of brain in that head.
A lot of brain, a lot of radiation. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick depiction of this guy before we lose our signal again. We have, I feel like, it might be cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it right on top of this picture that I have been working with.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
I am going to go ahead and layer the two. And
more information will be disseminated.
So I believe that we don't have a lot of time, and it's of a great importance that we can capture these images for future generations.
Absolutely.
So I need a brush here.
And once again, just a friendly PSA. If you're watching right now, I sincerely hope for your sake that you are wearing a tinfoil hat.
Although we cannot provide you with accurate information that we know will for sure protect you, we hope that the tinfoil will block the radiation, the FBI signal, and the extraterrestrial signal. We're not totally sure that it will. They might still be able to read your thoughts, but if you're doing art, at least you block the left hemisphere of your brain temporarily. So if you are watching the show and you are making art, they are not hearing your thoughts. And this has been proven. If you're not doing any art and you're wearing your tinfoil hat, you may not be protected. And I'm very sorry to inform you of that, but we simply, with our technology, can't provide an answer, a definitive answer as of yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and I've shaded this gray lightly. And I'm going to go in with a more solid line.
Yeah, and I think I'm really sort of in the golden period. I'm almost done with this image of the UFO being blown up. I'm really excited about it. This is gonna save lives. It's probably gonna end lives too. Let's be honest.
Yep. But sometimes you have to end some to save some.
It's true.
There's so many solar systems out there. So much we don't know. And so much they're not telling us. Gosh, this bunker sure does get some nice airflow. It's pretty amazing for an underground bunker, how nice and comfy and cozy it is, though the ceiling's a little low. It's a good thing that we're not super tall or be hitting our heads.
Yeah, I personally love the fluorescent lighting in our bunker. It's flattering for everyone, really.
It is any skin tone. It just makes your face glow. And when standing next to a loaded firearm, who can't help but feel a little more powerful?
Absolutely.
Just a little bit more confident.
Yeah, as you can see, in addition to firearms, we're going a little old school. We've got a machete. We've got a bow and arrow. We're ready to fight. We're trained in multiple martial arts.
They have trained us. We don't like to use these martial arts. We're actually deadly weapons, Alison and I.
Yes, you've probably suspected, but we're just going to confirm that.
We anticipate that our viewers are very intelligent, or they wouldn't even be watching the show.
Right. They wouldn't even have found it.
They wouldn't have even found it. Thank you. They wouldn't have even found it. In fact, the people that are watching are probably very few, but now they're educated and they can go on and tell others. And this is how it starts. This is how we've shared the truth with each other. Oh, we're having signal problems again.
Oh no.
I knew it. See, they're on to us, and this is really a difficult thing to achieve because the FBI they get better and better at this all the time, and they already know where we are.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try to just jam their signal for about 7 more minutes so we can finish this project.
Let's try to at least finish this project so we have a record of the things we've seen in case of an untimely, God forbid, an untimely demise.
The people who watch this, possibly on another level of the internet, not the regular Zappos, Amazon.com level, but okay, I think I got it.
All right, good,
but on another level of the internet, many generations from now, we'll see that people have tried at least to tell the truth.
And if you are in the future watching this from not the dark internet, but maybe the third internet or the fourth internet, and it's, say, the year 2058, can you go ahead and call in and just tell us about it? If you have some sort of...
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
It would be really nice. If anyone in the future is watching and has some sort of, black hole telephone...
Yeah, whatever you guys use. I mean, who knows what you use? We use these, weird iPhone things, but I'm sure you already use telepathy. I mean, you can call my iPhone with your telepathy, with your mind.
That would be great. Do you have an app for that, Alison?
I actually do, but I just said a secret I wish I didn't just say, which I regret. And my days are probably now numbered. But if that is true, and someone is watching from the future, or someone is watching with that kind of technology, where phones aren't even needed and telepathy is the way, no texting required, just think this show and share with us what the future is like. We're just curious. Just let us know. Let us know what you guys have discovered. Let us know how things are. We would just love to hear that information.
Yeah. I mean, has the term sentient being, is that even relevant anymore? Is that,
They might laugh at that now.
They might laugh at that. Maybe, we don't even know. We don't even know where you all are, and we would love for you to call us and tell us.
Because if you do call and tell, that means this document has survived, which is an incredible thing that this document could possibly be in the future. So that would give us proof that it has survived, and that would make us really happy and would really, add a little spice to the show.
Of course.
And would really warm my heart.
Knowing Tharp World has been guarded through the ages would, I feel like it would do a lot for our sort of cachet as television personalities.
I certainly think that it would. And if it has become a cult and or religion, I would certainly love to hear about it. I mean, that would just make my day. So call in and let us know.
Yeah, if we need to start making T-shirts, we'd like to know about it.
Or buttons.
Ooh, yeah.
Or coffee mugs. Just let us know. We'll get right on it. So this has been such an amazing art lesson. I'm so glad I've never painted in graphite before. We only have 4 minutes left of the show.
That's good, because I think this is about done. I just need to put the final touches onto it, do a little dry brushing.
Oh, incredible.
Dry ragging.
I hope I'm painting on the right side of this. Oh, I am. Good. Okay. And then we'll show you our finished products.
Wonderful.
We really thank you for taking the risk and watching our show tonight. I know that it really does take a lot of courage. And it takes a lot of courage to want to know the truth. And so as a viewer, you've brought yourself to this point where now it's your turn to find out and share. And so good luck.
Yes. Godspeed.
Godspeed to you. And if you're a government official, an FBI agent, or anyone who is frightened by what you see, perhaps your mind will be changed and your heart will be changed. And you'll see that you are working for an evil organization that could possibly be destroying the planet and all who live on it as we speak. And that you can just go down to where the pyramids are, go underground, and just unplug from the system, my friends. Unplug from the system.
Or if you'd rather work from within the system, we could always use a few extra double agents.
That's certainly true. It's stressful job, but I like to also think that it's challenging and exciting.
Yeah, rewarding.
It's rewarding. It's an athletic position. It's not for someone who gets tired easily or likes to watch Netflix at night. You're looking at 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's a lifestyle, and I know some of you can do it. I know some of you are definitely up for the challenge, and hopefully we'll meet you in the future.
Yeah, or the past.
Or the past. Or somewhere. I don't know. I think that I feel like there's so many unanswered questions still. Like an hour is just not enough time to go into all of the questions that I have and all of the questions that I want to ponder. Do you feel like that?
I do. I feel like, in trying to answer some questions in this hour, we've actually just ended up creating thousands of more questions.
I feel the same way. In fact, I feel more confused than I did when I started the show. Except about this art technique, which I am very, very happy that I learned. Because now I can go ahead and do this on my own.
Do you think this is something that you might bring into your studio practice?
Oh, absolutely.
Good.
And I'd love to explore more of this technique in the future, perhaps on a future show. Maybe adding different media into it.
Oh, I like that idea.
Or perhaps stenciling would be interesting.
Oh, I think so.
Or perhaps even adding, how does it interact with watercolors?
Well, this is an oil.
Oh, it's an oil. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's possible that graphite will interact with both. I know I know it'll solve in rubbing alcohol as well.
And that would be a different technique as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So we will have to experiment with that. There's so many classified documents I didn't get to show you guys.
It's true.
There's so many things I didn't get to discuss. And it's just a shame that they're cutting our signal. They just always know where we are. We're ahead of them by just like 15 minutes.
It's such a narrow margin.
And so I have a feeling that we don't have a lot more time. And I regret to inform you that your phones have probably been tapped by now and your computer is probably being monitored. And I hope that that's not true, but it probably is.
If you can take the battery out of your phone when the show ends and just bury it in your backyard overnight.
What about smashing it with a hammer? Would that help? Or would it would just break it apart? They could still trace it.
I think they could still trace it that way.
What if you buried the parts in different areas?
That could help, especially if the different areas were lined with lead.
What if you put it in someone's yard you didn't like?
I think that would be very wise.
That's vindictive.
It's vindictive. It's not nice.
It's so passive aggressive. But it might work. Wow.
That is gorgeous.
So as you can see, this painting now looks like a gray is watching its mothership leave it there and forget about it. And while it's like, hey, where are you going? Hey, you forgot me. And that's when he will become dissected and used in government experiments.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's not too sad, though, because he's a gray, and they're the enemy.
True, true. And I've got definitive proof here that aliens exist, as if you needed any more proof. This is a drawing I've done of the U.S. government blowing up a UFO.
Fact.
In the desert of New Mexico.
You cannot deny the truth.
You certainly can.
You cannot deny the truth. You cannot. Oh. It looks like the signal is being disrupted.
Oh man.
So our days may be numbered. Who knows where we'll be from now on, or from here on out. But if this document survives, you'll know that hopefully we have survived, at least for a little bit longer, and that we have shared with you some of the truths that we know. Mm-hmm. Allisons are not our real names, but perhaps we will reemerge under different aliases in the future to bring you more truths. In the meantime, I think we should just keep working until the signal finally just like is gone, and they never see us again. Yeah. So bring your gas masks, bring your hats, and good luck to all of you. Good luck to all of you. Continue to explore and never give up finding the truth. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on.
Keep working.